Okay, so I'm curious, where did you discover us? Where do you see our application?
So I actually just through YouTube videos. I look at a lot of stuff on YouTube. I don't know what I was looking at. I mean, I look at parenting videos all the time about different stuff ever since I had my first. And it just came up as a suggestion. It just said something about toddler tantrums. My first just turned 2 back in June, so have started to see some of that. And I've read some books and stuff like that, and you just came up, and I was watching some of your videos. I saw some testimonials of people that have worked about the coaching, so I looked up the website, but I only saw that there's like courses. So then I went to the video. I saw that there's like an application on one of your videos, and that's where.
The difference between our courses and our coaching program is that our coaching program is basically you working directly with my team and I. The courses
Yeah.
are just videos in members area you go through on your own. It's kind of reading a book, but in video version. So that's the,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. This call has two purposes. Number one, to see what you need, to see what your need is. Why, despite watching the videos, the YouTube videos, reading the books, you are on the position of you feel you have fear of your daughter imitating behaviors that she might be observing from you and your husband. We want to see where you are at in your parenting and where you want to be. And from there, what you're going to expect from this call is that we're going to go over a step-by-step strategy for you to break free from reactivity, model the great, appropriate, amazing relationship that you want to model for your daughter so she grows up in a peaceful home and becomes to be a well-rounded adult with emotional intelligence and confidence. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay, at the end of the call, once you see the roadmap, you are going to decide if you are going to allow us to work alongside you to apply this roadmap. Because information alone is nothing.
Yeah.
Information without application is nothing. And one thing that we do know is that we've done this for so long, we know how to guide our clients to get results. Okay, so instead of you DIYing it, trying to figure it out, you will have our direct support. So my question is, because this is a decision-making call as well, would you be able to make that decision on your own today? Or you will have to run it by a spouse or somebody else?
So I don't necessarily have to run it by my husband. Not necessarily. I don't have to run it by him. The biggest thing that I guess it doesn't influence the decision on whether I do it or not. It's on whether he would join me to do it or not.
Okay,
Um,
I'm curious, what
and
do you think he would say if you come up to him today and say, hey, I enroll in this?
the biggest reason why he would probably not join in is we literally just started a business that started operations a week ago, but officially started servicing clients today. So,
That's amazing.
um,
So my
and he,
question is, so would you be able to make that decision before, like you would need to talk to your husband before you enroll, or you could tell him that you enroll after the fact?
yeah, I could tell him that I enrolled. Like I
Uh,
can make the decision. I could do it. The only thing that I'm really mentioning is whether he would do it with me or not. But
okay.
and that was a question really that I had for you is whether you think it's not that it's not effective, but do you think that it's still doable even if one of the parents is doing it and the other one's kind of just like learning from me?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know why? Because we designed the program with that in mind. You
Okay.
have you will have the calls. We're gonna talk about that later. And then your
Okay.
husband could watch on replays and he could catch up on the videos on his own timing. It might not be at the same exact time you're doing the process, it could be a different time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me
But
see if Annie can take the baby.
yes,
If you
yes,
give me 1 second. Be right
yeah.
back.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm back. She's
She's not
finishing
really.
up lunch. Yeah, she's finishing up lunch and then she's gonna come grab him.
I get to
Sorry.
see a cute baby for longer. That's better for me.
Yeah.
So the reason why I was asking you all this is because whether or not he's gonna do it with you or not, it's still important that he's on the same page in terms of what you're doing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
So
he is. He's all for it. He's all for figuring out gentle parenting. I mean, we both come from definitely a different background, but we're all for it for sure.
okay.
Both of us.
So what about we start? So you said that you have a 2-year-old daughter, and then you
Yes.
said that she's aggressive. She shows aggression, hitting you. Bedtime is a battle. She
Oh yeah.
you over many things. Right now is over brushing her teeth. She might be dealing with separation anxiety at bedtime. Uh,
Ooh, so much. Yes, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
I'm curious about something. Is this something that just came up right now when the baby was born, or is this something that you've been dealing for a long time?
Um, it in different degrees. So it's gotten a little bit worse now that so baby is 8 weeks old, so it's been about 2 months. But from before she's dealt with separation anxiety for a while. It's gotten better and worse. It kind of goes in waves. And aggression, I wouldn't say that she's always aggressive, but she does hit and then she can be kind of just rude. Like, if she doesn't want it, she's gonna tell you no and she's gonna like scream at you. And that was happening even before baby was here.
It just got a little more enhanced now that baby's here. Is that what you're telling me? Okay. And then
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
you said that your biggest desire is that to learn how to support her and for her to see a good model behavior from you and your husband. And then you fear that she's copying on behaviors that you do or your husband. And then you worry that you're not setting the best example. That's why you wrote on the application. Could you please walk me through what
Did I
are those?
write it that way?
Yeah, that's how you wrote it. Yes, yeah. You said it. My daughter copies the parents' behaviors. Um, and I worry I'm not setting the best example. So could you please walk me through that a little bit?
I'm trying to think what I'm referring to because we're definitely not aggressive. um, man.
What is your biggest struggle? Let's just say when your daughter is fighting you at bedtime to brush teeth and she's not brushing teeth. And you know that teeth needs to be brushed, like it's a non-negotiable. It's not about that she's not choosing to not wear an outfit. It's something that needs to be done. And she's fighting you with all her will. And
Yeah, I mean
how do you
that
respond?
sometimes truthfully it is something not I don't want to say like she wins. Like a lot of times there's been different scenarios. They've been forceful where like I'm gonna hold her hands and brush her teeth. I try very much not to do that, but I would say more than that, it's just kind of negotiation. Like, I'm gonna brush your teeth first and then you do it. Or my husband is more on the bribing side, like, I'll show you a video, and if you let me brush your teeth, I'll show you a video. So a lot of that happens. I would say more on his side. Um,
Is that you say what you would say as the biggest struggle you have right now? Getting her ready for bedtime, or what is the biggest struggle?
no. I would say the biggest struggle that we have with her, not getting her ready for bedtime. There's a few times she doesn't want to take a bath. There's brushing her teeth is has become a big struggle, but her actually falling asleep
Hmm.
is the biggest struggle we have.
Okay.
Um, she will take an hour to an hour and a half to go to sleep with mom, with me.
Mhm.
And during bedtime, she'll find anything she can to not go to sleep. So, like, she'll have to go to the bathroom 3 or 4 times. Obviously, she's not actually needing to go to the bathroom.
Mhm.
Um, she'll ask for another book. She'll ask for a song. She'll ask for, she doesn't as much anymore say that she's hungry. She used to say, like, she wanted, like, a little juice pack or milk. Now, like, she'll be like, okay, so we still have a rocker in her room, and she has a floor bed. So she'll be like, oh, I want to be on the chair, and then, oh, I want to be on the bed, and no, I want to go back to the chair.
Mm.
um it's gotten a little bit better because we've held boundaries where, like, not in any aggressive way, but we tell her, no, Mila, we have to stay in the chair, we're not going to the bed. And she'll cry for a little bit, but then she'll calm down. But that is truthfully, like, that's what's affecting most of everything, like, and separation anxiety. Like, she will go to sleep with her dad, but she will always ask for me. And we had to go through a period of where I would say goodnight, I would walk away, she would cry for 10 minutes with her dad, and then she would go to sleep. And now she still kind of complains and gets sad, but she will stay with him now. But she still always if she can have mom, she'll have mom.
So it is an
So,
hour and an hour and or an hour and a half, and then she's kind of stalling, trying to keep you in the room, trying to come up with strategies to have something else to do so you don't leave. In the let's just say that I have a magic wand, and then all your problems disappear. How would that look like for you?
I would probably just do bedtime routine as we usually do, hopefully brush your teeth appropriately. And then I have no problem laying with her. Like, I would probably lay with her in bed for a few minutes and have her fall asleep and then walk out.
Okay.
My Yeah, I mean, I guess I would be happy with her learning to also be able to learn, like, fall asleep on her own.
Mhm.
But that's more on my side, to be honest, and I recognize that, like, I enjoy that time with her. So, I'm probably the crutch where I'm like, "Oh, but I can lay with her every night until she doesn't want me to anymore."
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Okay. I see you. Okay. So, what do you think could happen 3 months from now if this continues? Let's just say in 3 months, when the baby is almost a year old, and now, and now you don't
you can
have
make me cry.
you have two toddlers to put to sleep. How do you see yourself if nothing changes?
Oh, it'll be a mess. I mean, it's not even possible. I would imagine that, like, I would be still putting my daughter to sleep, and then my husband would be putting my son to sleep.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it would be a lot of stress, and it's a combination of worrying about my kids getting the proper amount of sleep that they need, and also the strain that it would have on my relationship with my husband, which of course directly affects my kids as well. If we don't
Right.
have a good relationship, then,
Because I
it
imagine if it takes an hour and a half, it takes up the time that you could use to be with your husband, talking about the day or whatever thing you want to do. And then now what you might be experiencing is that right after she's asleep, all you want to do is crawl in bed and go to sleep. If you
that's
can. Now
exactly.
you have a baby, maybe the baby now needs to feed, and I get it.
Yeah.
And you know what
Yeah.
I see? I see a mom whose parenting is a really important thing for her.
Yeah.
If not,
For
I don't know, like I have the sense some people place business here and then parenting here, but I see that for you is the opposite. Parenting is very high up on the list.
Yeah, definitely.
And I
Yeah, I
see,
mean, go ahead.
yeah, and I see how important it is for you that your children form healthy habits. That I see a parent who sees more the child's needs
Hmm.
and more than her own needs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, one of the things that caught my attention about a lot of the testimonials that I heard about your company is, you have to look at yourself first. Because I've done a lot of work. My husband and I have both done a lot of work on ourselves. Even before we got married, we went to counseling to, set ourselves up for success. And we're very aware of ourselves, of what we've been through and how it can affect us. And there's no greater mirror than your kids to show you the things that you have to work on. So
Mhm.
now that I have, a 2-year-old, of course, when they're little, it's not as, I guess, evident. But once they start growing up and they start acting out and you really have to keep your cool, you realize, okay, where you've done the work and how it's helped, but where you still have to do some work. So that's a lot of what caught my attention about the testimonials I heard is a lot of people were really able to look inward to then be able to support their
Do you
kids.
struggle with reactivity at that time?
I wouldn't say so. I've said thankfully I have done a lot of work.
Okay,
And
so
I'm
what
not
do you
somebody
think
that
is
just
what you need as a parent? We're talking a lot about your child. What do you think you need as a parent?
I think on the side that I actually struggle on is feeling like I'm being maybe permissive. Like I know I guess what I'm mostly seeking is just strategies in the moment of how to speak to them with authority, but also provide understanding.
Okay.
I don't think I'm quick to like lose my cool. Like it doesn't it doesn't give me anxiety to hear like my toddler crying and throwing a tantrum. Like I am very aware that that's just a way of her communicating and not really knowing how to regulate her emotions. But I want to be able to react in a way that's going to teach her how to, with time, of course, actually be able to regulate those emotions. And I know that in theory, like I've read about it, but when it comes to actually like what do I tell her? What do I say to be able to get her to a point where, that'll lessen? And I think the biggest thing that I think about when I think about coaching is like, okay, I was in because I have a coach that I meet with for my own life, like for business and stuff like that. So there's somebody that I run things by that helps me work and process emotions and stuff like that. So I want to be able to be that for my kid, but I feel like I need somebody to bounce ideas off of, and that's what I'm hoping that, like, I can find through HIC is somebody that will be like, well, in that scenario, you can try this because you
Right.
guys have done, so.
The difference between life coaching or therapy and parenting coaching is that we are specialists in the child-parent dynamic, period.
Yeah.
The difference between you going for a tummy ache to your general doctor versus going to the GI doctor. So
Yeah.
we specialized in your relationship with your child. And remember that this call is to find the root of everything. And then from there, I'm going to break down the steps for you towards having the tools to communicate with your daughter so she's able to follow your lead in a peaceful home without having to use punishment or yelling or none of those things. So she grows up to be a healthy, emotionally healthy adult who knows how to make decisions. Because that's what we're raising. We're not raising obedient people. We're raising people with good judgment. And I'm glad that you are on that same page with me. So
Definitely.
this is what I see. I think you started talking when I was telling you. I see a parent whose parenting is really important for her, if not on top of the list. And I see a parent who's very aware of self and is very aware of their own children. And I see a parent that may have a self-sacrificing cycle from childhood, meaning that you might be willing to give up your needs to take care of other people's needs. And this places your daughter and your baby in the cycle as well. So because this creates codependency. You want independence, and this cycle of self-sacrificial cycle creates codependency. Okay?
Makes sense.
So this is what we're going to do. The way that we work in HIC parenting, we do it in 2 phases. We cannot give you tools. We will give you tools, but we cannot give you tools on how to communicate with your daughter with assertiveness, without permissiveness, if we don't break this cycle first. Okay? So the 2 phases are, we have a parent-centric phase and a child-centric phase. Okay? So the parent-centric phase is for you to break your cycle. Some parents have reactive cycle. In your case, what I see is that you try to hold the limit. And when the limit is not holding on to, then you give in. And it's almost like you give up to your daughter. And for children, this feels very inconsistent and uncertain. You don't want to do that, yet you are falling into that cycle. Okay? So with the parent-centric side, what we're going to do is imagine that you are building a house and the foundation is you. And the foundation has to be strong. It has to be steady, consistent for the walls to stay up of this beautiful house, which is your daughter and your baby. Okay? So in the parent-centric side, we're going to work on 4 things. And we do it through the self process, SELF, self process. Number 1 is for you to become a secure parent. Secure parent. So what is a secure parent? We all have stress responses. So when our brain feels threatened, we either fight, flight, or freeze. In parenting, fighting might look like engaging in power struggles, yelling at the kids, punishing the kids. That's not your default pattern. That's not your default stress response. The other two is to flight and to freeze. Your husband flees. He tries to fix it to get out of that situation with bribes. That's fleeing.
Okay.
And you freeze. Freezing meaning that your hands, like it's kind of like your hands are on the situation until you possibly you may feel powerless, helpless, and then your hands go up. Okay, I'm just going to surrender to this moment, but not from a place of safety and empowerment, but from a place of I give up. Okay, so what we're going to do with the secure parent is for you to stay grounded on the inside, so you are able to keep your hands on your daughter and help your daughter through the process assertively. Okay, we are trying for you to get out of your survival response to your logical mind and be able to stay present with your daughter from that secure place, from that safety. If you have questions, I don't want to be talking up above your head. I want you to see me and ask me questions. Okay?
I will. If I do, I will.
The second, the E element is educated. For you to become educated on how she functions at her developmental stage. Why is this so important? Because if we don't know how they function, how can we know how to relate to them?
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically it. With your coach, you're going to sit down. She's going to get to know about your daughter, where she's at developmentally. And from there, you're going to learn how to communicate with her. And this is something that is not just going to help you with this specific developmental stage, but you're going to learn about others as well. So as she grows up, you know what to expect from her and what to get from her and what not to get from her. Okay? The L element is loving. We are not teaching you how to be a loving parent because you already are. It's not about that. It's about you being able to hold up boundaries in a loving, respectful way, yet very, very assertively. So bedtime is not an hour and a half, but actually the time that it's supposed to take. And with your coach, you could explore how to communicate in this phase of the process, how you're going to communicate to your daughter those limits.
Okay.
And then the F is fun. So fun is not for you to become a clown parent, the bleepy of parenting. No, it's about you finding enjoyment in your parenting. So with your coach, you are going to explore, why is it such a struggle? Why is bedtime such a struggle? In your head, you might be pointing fingers at your daughter, possibly. It's because you find me brushing teeth. It's because she takes so long. It's because she's stalling, and it's because all these bedtime requests. And as a parenting coach, I know that that's what we see, but there is always something underneath that.
Yeah.
And it's usually related on how connected or disconnected you feel at that moment to her, and how connected or disconnected she feels to you at that moment. Okay? And that's going to take care of a lot of the, but I need mom and it has to be mom. because she's going to feel connected to you even during the separation.
That's great.
Okay? So this is the self process. Remember that I didn't mention your daughter yet. This is all about
Yeah.
you becoming that strong foundation. Now, once you are secure, meaning once you are not in your default response of freezing and your hands are on and your logical mind is on instead of your survival brain, once you are educated on her development, on how to get to her, once you are able to set those limits in a loving way, yet assertive way, once you find that place of enjoyment in that routine and your daughter with you, then you're going to move into the child-centric piece of this work. Child-centric. Every single behavior communicates a need, every single one. So the bedtime stalling communicates a need. And it's not, and the need is not that she needs to go to party again. That's not the need. That's just the request, that's the demand. Okay. The need might not be that she needs you. If she has daddy, if he is a safe adult, I'm sure she feels safe with him too. So that's not the need, that's the request. So what we're going to do in the child-centric piece is, number one, through the use process, USE. Number one, unveiling the needs. This is the first thing. We cannot address behavior without knowing what's underneath behavior. You said separation anxiety. It could be just lack of independent sleep skills, or it could be both, or it could be a different need. It could be a developmental need. If you are party training her, it could be a developmental need. So with your coach, you're going to unveil what needs are, what her needs are, and how to meet those needs. Because that's what she's doing. She's trying to meet a need through those little requests, but she doesn't even know what her needs are. So there is no point of asking her. Your coach will tell you how to unveil those needs.
Okay.
So the S element is settling her down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when she's upset, when she's already at that point of aggression, hitting you, hitting daddy, hitting baby. How you're going to settle her down peacefully. Okay? Saying, okay, mommy's gonna remove herself until you're safe. And then the little kid is like, so what do? I don't even know how to settle down. I need you. And then as you walk towards the bedroom, because you're removing yourself, she follows you. That doesn't work because children don't know what to do.
Okay.
So with your coach, you are going to see how to settle her down the way it works for that developmental stage.
Okay.
And the final is educating. This is the discipline piece. Because parenting with understanding, which is the whole curriculum, is not permissive. So in the educating piece, this is not about setting limits. You set the limits. Educating is for her to learn positive behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you are going to explore with your coach, if she does need to learn independent sleep skills, how to develop those skills so she has that skill. So educating or disciplining our kids is not consequencing them, is not setting limits, is for them to learn the skills they need to thrive in their daily routine, in their lives, in their relationships. You are going to learn our framework to do that with this specific bedtime issue and with any other thing. Not just for this stage, but for all the years that your daughter is going to be living with you. So this process, the parent-centric process and the child-centric process, is going to serve you for years to come. This is going to transform the dynamic of your entire home. You are going to work hard for 3 months to set yourself up for success for the next 18 years of your life. So
that sounds great.
That's what we're going to do. And I have a question for you. Your daughter is in a cycle and you're in a cycle as well. And it does take work to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you that the time is now to be on top of these type of things, because she's going to keep growing. And in a few months, you're going to have 2 toddlers.
Yeah.
So I do want to know how committed you are from 1 to 10, 10 being, where do I sign up? And 1 is not for me, I'm out, I need something else. Where are you
at? So I guess I would say a 9. And the only reason I would say a 9 is because I feel like I am, and maybe it just should be a 10. I think because of the cycle that I am in, and because of her separation anxiety is at like the highest level it's ever been, it's really hard for me to get anything done right now. And as much as like I want to commit, I feel like I only get breaks when she goes down for her nap, which is right now, and which is why I scheduled this call. So, but I feel like because I'm taking the time to do this and I can commit to do that and I can figure it out, then that will change, and then as time progresses, I will have more time to dedicate even more time to this.
So what
yeah.
I've seen in clients and what I observed with my own experience, because I went through this as a student back in the day, as I started applying the process with my coach, things got easier.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for sure.
Yes. And that's what I see from our clients as well. They tell us all the time, they DM us all the time. Those are the stories that you see in social media.
Yeah.
So it is a matter of you thinking, what kind of support do I need through this time? Because you're going to go through this time regardless.
Yes.
To do it alone or to do it alongside a professional who is there with the roadmap to guide you step by step. So when your baby is a toddler and she's still a toddler, you have all the tools that you need.
Yeah, for sure.
So is that yes at 10?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I'm definitely ready to make changes, and I want, I definitely don't want codependence. I think that that's something that I went through as a kid, and I don't want her to only feel secure around me. I want her to be secure, with other caregivers and eventually just within herself without needing mom to feel that security. So
We need to start working on ourselves. And I know you've done a lot of work on yourself as a person, and now you're going to start doing work on yourself as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
same
that sounds good.
With your business coach, you do a lot of work on yourself as a business owner. So it's kind of like different compartments of our being.
Definitely.
Okay.
That's so true.
So Samantha, so we do have a one-on-one option and we have a group coaching option.
Yes.
Group coaching is personalized guidance in a group setting, meaning that you are in a group of no more than 7 parents, and you still get personalized interaction with the coach and in the presence of 6 more parents who are going through the same thing and are going to cheer you on every step of the way. Or we have the one-on-one option where you get to have undivided attention from the coach every single time you have a call. So which one of the two options?
So in either option, it's 90-minute calls once a week, correct?
So the one-on-one is 60 minutes just because it's just you. With the
Okay.
the group coaching, the coach has to talk to all the parents, so it takes more time. That's why it's 30 minutes longer.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I definitely like the one-on-one, like very focused attention, but I know that there's a lot to learn from other people too. So
Can I tell you the pros and cons of both so you have everything?
absolutely.
Okay. When I went through the process, I did it in a group setting. And what I noticed is that, yes, I did get a lot of support from those parents. There is one of them that I still talk to her once in a while. So I built meaningful relationships with them. The downside of that is that the coach does divide her attention among the parents. The beautiful thing is that even if she's helping another parent, I felt like she was helping me because they were very similar circumstances. Everybody's kind of dealing with the same thing, you know. With the one-on-one, I've done one-on-one as a coach, and what I would say that the downside of that is that we stay with what the client's perspective is, what you think the problem is. With the group coaching, we see many angles, and then the client might be like, wait, I need that too. What she's saying, I need that too. So that might be the downside of one-on-one. And the positive side of one-on-one is the undivided attention.
Yeah. Oh goodness. I don't know. I think I am thinking more about the group coaching.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are packed and full all cohorts for October. You will be placed for November's cohort, the first week of November. If you do choose one-on-one, you could start sooner in October. So just to let you know, I don't know if that
Okay.
will change your decision or not, just to let you know.
I guess that would be the only thing to really think about. So I would begin what, as soon, like beginning of November?
For group coaching, yes, because all our October cohorts, they're already full,
I just
and
started.
we don't accept more than 7 parents in a cohort, just to keep the quality of the coaching. Yeah.
Okay. I have one other question, and it's not related to this decision. Because I know that you're telling me, I go through the course and I will learn, and it'll help me for the rest of my parenting journey with my kids. But in the case that, do you guys offer anything like later on for like a client? Like if I'm struggling, let's say 5 years from now, I've taken the course and I come back to you guys, is there any type of support in that way?
We do have a graduates membership, and it's so inexpensive, and we made it inexpensive to be like a no-brainer for graduates, like $21 the session, something crazy like that. Yes. That is only
Okay.
offered to the graduates.
So, but it's a session with coaches.
Yeah, matter of fact that I am the one who leads the graduate coaching.
Okay.
So it would
And
be
then,
possibly it would be with me right now. In 2 years, who knows?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, of course. I understand that. And then my other question is, because of course I understand the importance of community, and I understand as a parent the importance of having other parents that I guess understand, to bounce ideas off of each other. So missing out on building that community through group coaching, if I chose to do one-on-one, do you guys have any other type of community, like a group where parents interact? Okay.
We do have 2 private Facebook groups, one for our general customers. So even if you purchase one single ebook, you can access a general private Facebook group for customers, or we have a coaching clients private Facebook group. It's just for our coaching clients. So you can still bounce off ideas there. The relationships that you're building possibly in the group coaching might be more meaningful because you're seeing these parents face to face. And you will still, in both options, one-on-one or group coaching, you will still have the private Facebook group.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, that's just important because I know that having like-minded people around you is very important.
Especially because this is a parenting style that is not the popular thing. I mean, you don't go to a play date and find many gentle parents. So yeah,
no.
we understand it is important to have community among our clients.
Okay. Yeah, I think I definitely am willing to do one-on-one to get started as soon as possible. Because I think that it's just gonna help everybody in my family overall. For
Okay, I'm
sure.
happy that you decided to enroll. I know that together we're going to make incredible progress. What about we start the process? So the financial investment. I love talking about parenting and the financial investment. So the one-on-one option is 5,000. And today I'm going to give you a $500 off incentive. So it will be 4,500 for paying.
Okay.
If you do decide to pay in installments, I won't be able to offer you the $500 off incentive, but you will have 3 installments, 30 days apart to pay the 5K. So that will be today 1,600 and the same amount in 2 other installments. So what do you choose?
I can pay in full.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so just to give you a little heads up, I'm in Phoenix, you're in Florida. So sometimes with this amount, when credit card companies see a charge coming from a different state, they might warn you. So if you see a text, you say accept the transaction. So it doesn't check it off as like fraud alert or anything, because that has happened before.
Of course. Understand.
Okay, could you please type your email?
Yes.
I need to fill up my water. Is it okay if I fill up my water real quick?
Go for it. Yeah, no problem.
Samantha. Beautiful name. How do people call you? Sammy, Samantha?
Sam. Sam in English. I actually am from Venezuela, so in Spanish people call me Sammy.
Oh, habla español.
Sí, yo hablo español.
No sabía. Tiene un inglés muy perfecto, pues, no sabía.
Gracias.
Y yo aquí
Sí,
ahogando, tratando de hablar inglés, me hubiera dicho desde el principio.
no, bueno. Hay veces que hay personas que no les gusta, ¿sabes? Pero a mí me lo han hecho, como que yo le digo a veces a la gente, no, yo hablo español y como que se lo toman como ofensa. No pensé que sería el caso contigo, pero no sé.
Ah, fácil. Entonces, su nombre es Samantha Cruz.
Samantha Cruz, sí. ¿De dónde eres tú?
Yo soy colombiana, Samantha.
Ah, colombiana. Somos vecinas.
Sí. Bueno, entonces si me puede decir muy despacito el número de la tarjeta, por favor.
Sí, dame un segundito. Esa otra cosa que en la que pensé es eso, porque yo le hablo a mi hija en español todo el tiempo. O sea, ella habla más español que inglés. Y por más libros que he leído, a veces traducir lo que aprendo en inglés y aplicarlo en español me cuesta. Y era una pregunta que sí tenía, no sé si me imagino que, no sé si o sea, las estrategias y todo las he enseñado en español o ciertas, o sea, simplemente cómo decir las cosas en español en el modo así gentle parenting es lo que a veces me ha costado también.
Yo le puedo preguntar a una de mis coaches, ella es muy buena, o sea, excelente, se llama Cintia y ella es
Ujú.
mexicana para ver si ella va a ser tu coach y que los coaching sessions sean en español.
Ok, chévere.
But is
No
that
ayudaría a mi esposo,
so
pero
then no, I mean, she can do it, I mean, lo que usted necesite. Mira,
sí, yo ahí veo,
ok,
ahí veo. Este, ok, el número es 3798
no la puedo prometer que
2,
porque le tengo que preguntar. 3798.
tranquila. 3798 20 33
33,
39
sí,
610
sí.
05
Ok, el mes, el año.
1027
Ok, el código de seguridad.
9751.
¿Cuánto tiempo has estado suscrita a mi canal?
Eh, sinceramente creo que conseguí el canal hace como semana y media,
Oh,
nada más.
ok. ¿Cuál es su zip code?
34787.
Ok, le voy a hacer unas preguntas generales que pues se preguntan a todos y están en inglés. Do you want to store
Go
these
ahead.
future purchases in HIC parenting?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to subscribe to our email list to get your purchase confirmation email and other notifications about your program?
Yes.
And the last one is, do you agree to our terms and conditions? So
Yes.
the first one is that you agree that you're going to use the program just for personal use, meaning that you're not going to teach a parenting course with our program.
Of course. I
You,
don't think I could, but I definitely won't.
you agree to remain respectful at all times because we do reserve our right to keep you in the program, and I don't think that's your problem. You seem such a respectful person. The other thing is that we do have a 20-day refund policy, meaning that you enroll today. Within 20 days, you're like, hey, bedtime is not a struggle anymore. I figured out parenting. I'm good. Then contact us on a call. Give us your reasons. And if it makes sense, we will give you a refund. This is not a money back guarantee, meaning that it's not like no question asked. We're gonna refund you anyway. No, we need to find what the reasons are and see what's going on. And this is just to prevent people from having all the sessions, going through the entire program, say, hey, never mind. So to protect us and our coaches' time and our copywritten content. And then
That makes sense.
was the last thing. And then this one is more for group coaching, that you have to agree to confidentiality. And you are going to sign a contract with these terms and conditions. And
Okay.
commit to confidentiality as well, meaning that the testimonials you see on our YouTube channel are because we ask permission to share that in social media from the parents. You're not going to
Yeah.
see your face anywhere else unless we ask for permission. So do you agree to all those terms?
Yes, for sure.
Let's see. Hopefully you don't get the notification from your bank.
We shall see.
You're in.
Oh, nice. Awesome. That's exciting.
I need to drink more water.
Okay.
So you're going to get your contract, sign it, give it back to us, so we can send you login information to members area. Download this app. This is a free app where you can access your materials. So every week you are going to have 3 things. You're going to have a video training from me. You're going to have a workbook. And you're going to have a coaching session. So the process is that you go through your training and your workbook before the coaching session.
Okay.
And that's how it is for 14 weeks.
Awesome.
If you need to cancel, this is very important. Please pay attention to this.
Yes.
Send an email to info@hicparenting.com. If the coach starts the session and we don't have that email, we count that session as done. Okay, so make sure, even if it's an emergency, that the baby's throwing up and then I have the session in 5 minutes, very short. So you don't miss that session.
Okay.
You are going to, in members area, you're going to get all the material, about the time and dates. We are going to send a request to the coaches that there is a new plan in HIC. And then they're going to give us availability. We'll send it to you and then you will choose. And then once you choose, I communicate with our program manager, and then he will set up the first coaching session date. And that day of the week and that time is going to be your recurrent day and time from that moment on. Okay? So let's just say if today, Tuesday, you have your coaching session, the baby was throwing up, you cancel it, then the session is going to be not this week, but it's going to be next Tuesday. Okay. We don't manage emergencies for liability purposes. So if there is an emergency, dial 911, call your doctor, save your parenting question, and bring it up to your coach on the next coaching session. Any questions about this process?
Nope, no questions.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think we are set up.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm excited.
Thank you.
A little nervous, but also excited.
It is normal to be nervous because every time you're doing a new thing, you get nervous. Even if it's starting college to go for nursing school, starting a new business, anything new you do in life there is a level of nervousness.
For sure.
So yeah, I hope to see you at the end and to get that great, amazing testimonial from you.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you, Marcela. I appreciate your time.
Bye.
Have a good one.